And thanks to what I've often referred to as the Mr. Peabody Wayback Machine, we are now back in 1964. Can you believe it? So let me get my screen share going here. It was a good year. Yes, a lot of good things happened in 1964. Let's see. Some interesting things happened too as we spent the end of recent class talking about the coalescing, the coming together of all sorts of different events lining up on October 20th of 1964. We talked about the Hindu god Vishnu, who is famous for his avatars, and his female partner, who also has avatars along with him. Talked about Kamala Harris being born in the caste system in India. She is born into one of the highest castes, if not the highest, the Brahmins, who are the priests and very much involved in the avatars of the Hindu faith. Krishna and his consorts, Vishnu and his consorts would often come through the house of Brahman that Kamala Harris was born into. So we also mentioned how prevalent the lotus is in Eastern religion, including Indian Hinduism, and how the actual word for lotus in the Sanskrit of the East over there, the word there is not lotus, it is Kamala. So Kamala's first name is Lotus in reference to this. We also saw that Lakshmi was the avatar of Vishnu, avatar of Vishnu's partners that would come down onto the earth. So Lakshmi is the goddess form. Lakshmi Devi, she's actually known as. Kamala Harris's middle name is Devi. Devi means goddess. So Lotus Goddess is Kamala Devi, and that's her name is Lotus Goddess. And she was born on October 20th, 1964. The story of the goddess is that there was some damage done to the universe, and so the good gods got the evil Asuras, I think the name was, tricked into helping them by turning the snake to churning these milky waters to bring about a solution, and up pops the goddess, yay, on her lotus. And so the Lotus Goddess is born off the waters, born off the foam, and so Kamala Harris likewise, born off the foamy waters of the San Francisco Bay Area, born in Oakland and would move to Berkeley. Also associated with the scallop shells, which are common there as well, both in the Hindu religion and in Kamala's birth there. And we ended on this, the Sharad Purnima, which is a dance done at night in celebration in honor of the goddess coming. So let's see, 213. Get going over here. So we ended last time on this thought here. Move up there. So in 1964, let's see. Yeah, let me go up here. Kamala Harris came into the world on the day devoted to the gods and spirits. The woman who would bear the name goddess was born on the day of the goddess. The woman named Kamala entered the world on the day dedicated to one specific deity, the goddess named Kamala. Kamala Harris was born October 20th, 1964, born on the day of the Hindu festival. She came into the world on Sharad Purnima. So the woman who would bear the goddess's name was born on the day of the goddess whose name she bore. The one whose life would follow and bear the image and likeness of a particular goddess would begin her life on earth on the day given to celebrate that very same goddess. So that's where we left off. Any thoughts or questions since we brought that up and looked at that?
Like you said, when you started this, dances, whatever. So where is he going with the Kamala Harris thing? Kamala Harris or whatever. I mean, yeah, born into the caste, the India thing, but where's he going with that? Do you know?
Yes, I do, because I read the book. So Brother Clay is asking, so we're seeing this stuff being presented here at the time of her birth, but where is Jonathan Cahn, Messianic Jewish rabbi, writer of the book, The Avatar, that we're going through? Where is he going with this? Brother Clay asks if I know. And I say, yes, I do, because I read the book. And so, I know. That is actually the journey we are taking. So the very question you're asking is exactly what we are looking at.
Because, I mean, she may have something, but to me, she's done.
Yeah, so we're talking about what happened before 2025. We're in 2025 now. This was written about what happened leading up to it. Yeah, so this is how we got here. And while she may be of lesser impact in our daily lives at this present moment, this is a look back at what we just went through and what were some things spiritually going on behind the scenes. And to be not missed, to be spiritually aware and alert, both not on the side contrary to God and the side in favor of God as well. Let's not forget the good side as well. And again, as Jonathan Cahn is often good to point out, I want to continue to echo, while our society is focused on individuals and social media and all that stuff and personalities, while we see individuals being used for good or not so good, understand it's less about the person and more about the spirit behind the scenes. I don't want to hyper-focus on any individual, boo Kamala Harris or yay Donald Trump. I want to focus on the spirit behind the scenes, as either can be used. We're all humans. We're all sinners who need to be saved by grace. So we're all equals in that regard. And we desire everyone, no matter who you are, where you are, what you are, to be saved and come to the knowledge of the truth. So important clarification there. A standard to set and disclaimer. So with that, moving forward from this, because we're not done. So all those things we lined up, now continuing, telling a story here. So here's how the story continues. Sharad Purnima celebrates the Rasa Leela, the dance of the Gopala, the cowherder god Krishna. So Krishna is another avatar of Vishnu. I know, don't worry about trying to keep all the names straight. And so Krishna was the cowherder. And so the name Gopala kind of comes from that. We'll talk more about that. So the Rasa Leela is the dance of love. Krishna performed with the Gopi milkmaids, led by the chief Gopi, his consort Radha, who is the avatar of Lakshmi Kamala. Y'all got all that, right? I know. I'm not intending to mock, but this is literally foreign to us, isn't it? Yes, so it's okay. It's a night dance performed under the stars. As Krishna was the avatar of the god Vishnu, and Radha the avatar of the goddess Lakshmi Kamala, the Rasa Leela was a dance of avatars. Kamala Harris was born of the house called Gopalan. That's her mother's maiden name. That's her mother's name. Her mother's of the house of the Gopalans, the cow herders under the gods here. After the god called Gopala, Krishna. She was born at night, the night of the Gopala's dance, with the gopis and Radha, the goddess's avatar. So on the night of the dance of the goddess's avatar, a child came into the world who would become, in effect, the avatar of the goddess. And to Brother Clay's point, we'll see how her life would go in that direction as we continue here. But here in 1964, on Sharad Purnima, a Hindu mother spoke the name Kamala in devotion to her newborn child, as worshippers all over the world spoke the same name, Kamala, in mantras of devotion to their goddess. So it was, in accordance with the mystery, that the one who would serve the living image or avatar of the goddess would be born not only on the very day of that very goddess, but on the very night of the dance of that goddess's avatar, as we're seeing here. So all good there? Let's continue. Kojagara Puja. Notice here again is the goddess on the lotus. Holiday. Notice Kojagara Puja. This is the last section on the birth here. Kojagara Puja is not only a celebration or commemoration, it's an event in and of itself, a happening, or the preparation for a happening, a manifestation. The name Kojagara Puja comes from a question. Kojagara means, who is awake? On the night of Kojagara Puja, it is considered crucial that its observers do not fall into a sleep, but stay awake and vigilant. I read this and I'm automatically thinking it's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
That's where my mind goes. But anyway, I digress. Those who sleep, it is believed, miss the blessing from the goddess. But those who stay awake are to be given health and prosperity. So you don't want to wake up and no blessing today. So the observers seek to stay awake in all-night vigils. The vigils consist, in some cases, fasting, praying, singing, chanting mantras, dancing to the gods. Some play games throughout the night in order to avoid falling asleep. Ceremonial lamps are lit to illuminate the night, but it is the light of the moon that is most important. On Kojagara Puja, the devotees are encouraged to gaze into the moon and worship under its light, all in preparation for an expected event. The reason it is considered crucial to stay awake that night is because it is believed that on that night of Kojagara Puja, and only on that night, a deity makes a special visitation, a descent to earth. The deity is the goddess Lakshmi Kamala. Kojagara Puja is the night on which she visits the earth. So it's written of this night. Goddess Lakshmi Kamala descends to earth on the full moon day of Ashwin to observe the actions of mortals. On the night of Kojagara Puja, worshippers are to gaze at the moon, into the moon, as it is believed when the moonlight reaches the earth, the goddess Lakshmi Kamala has stepped onto the earth. Upon entering the world, the goddess wanders from house to house to see who is awake and who is asleep on the night of her visitation. To prepare for her coming, the worshippers clean, decorate, and embellish their homes for the goddess's visitation. Company's coming, right? To welcome her in, they draw the outline of her footprint on their doorsteps. It's believed that upon entering each house, the goddess asks, Kojagara, or who is awake, and thus the name of the holiday. Those who can answer her question are then to receive her blessing. So what is Kojagara Puja? It's another version of Sharad Purnima. But its name focuses specifically on the goddess's entrance into the world and each house. October 20th, 1964, the day Kamala Harris was born, was Kojagara Puja, the day when the goddess Kamala visits the world. So the child, named goddess, entered into the world on the night appointed for the goddess to enter the world. And as worshippers around the world kept vigil and stayed awake into the night to welcome the goddess into their houses, a young Hindu woman worshipper kept vigil and stayed up into the night to welcome the child, named after the same goddess, into her home. And as the goddess named Kamala Devi, or Kamala the goddess, or lotus goddess, is to make her appearance on earth the night of Kojagara Puja, so it was on the night of Kojagara Puja that the child named Kamala Devi, Kamala the goddess, made her appearance on the earth. Which brings us back to the meaning of the word avatar, the descent, the descending of a god or goddess into the world in a different form. The avatar is a manifestation of the descent. So she who bore the name Kamala Devi, Kamala the goddess, or lotus goddess, was born on the day of the descent of the goddess whose name she bore. Her life would be a manifestation of that descent, the manifestation of the avatar, and that's what we're going to see. The myth of the goddess's birth. So there's Sharad Purnima, however that's pronounced, there's Kojagara Pura. What about the actual birth of the goddess herself? The myth of the goddess's birth, her emergence from the waters of the Milky Ocean that we saw, her being lifted up on the ocean foam, that story is told and retold every year. It's actually told as part of her birthday celebration. Did you know gods had birthdays? Yeah. You ever have your mom tell the story of giving birth to you on your birthday? I was born like in the middle of the night. I don't know what time, but my mom would wake me up at the time that I was born. Yeah. I guess it was more memorable for her than it was for me. I know it was a Monday. May 25th, 1970 was a Monday. But anyway, I digress. So, what day is it? What day is the birthday of Lakshmi goddess Devi? It is, you may have guessed it, Sharad Purnima, also Kojagara Puja. The day is not only given to the celebration and worship of the goddess, not only to the opening of one's house and receiving of her night visitation, it is her birthday. It fell on October 20th in 1964. The goddess's birth celebrated all over the world. In the midst of the celebration, the child named goddess was born. As worshippers recited and told the story of the birth of the goddess Kamala and her emergence from the waters, the child named Kamala likewise emerged. And by the waters of the ocean, the Pacific Ocean of San Francisco Bay, she was brought forth into the world. On that day, it's appointed worshippers are to recite these words. O Kamala, lotus-like and lotus-dwelling goddess, be gracious, be gracious. I bow to goddess Mahalakshmi. The word Mahalakshmi is another name for the goddess Lakshmi, another name for Kamala. So all over the world, they lifted up prayers to the goddess Kamala, and the child named Kamala was born. On that day, it's also appointed this chant be spoken. Kamala Devi is above and beyond all worlds. Kamala Devi is of golden radiance. Kamala Devi, she is dark. She is the unifier. Kamala Devi is the conclusion of the universe. She is the core of its destruction. So a destruction and rebirth thing there. So the people chanted Kamala Devi, Kamala Devi, Kamala Devi over and over again. And the child Kamala Devi was born. No one could have planned or orchestrated it. It was all part of the mystery from the very first day. On October 20th, 1964, a child was born into the world and appointed to bear the name of a goddess. She was born on the day of the goddess whose name she bore. She entered the world on the night appointed for the goddess to enter the world. The avatar bears the identity and essence of the god or goddess it manifests. And so, on the day that Kamala Devi, Kamala the goddess, was born, Kamala Devi, the one called Kamala the goddess, was born. In other words, on the day of the birth of the goddess, the avatar was born. And that is it for that. So, bringing that to a culmination there, reactions, thoughts, comments, questions from anyone? And to Brother Clay's question, we will see where it goes from here. So that wraps up 1964. And let's do this. Let's see.